Let's hear it for our milk course.
Please enjoy. And lastly, what I'm going to be preparing here is one of my signature creations, which will remind you of a blueberry pastry similar to that of a chocolate eclair with a little bit of a oat taste to it. The vanilla and lavender complemented into making it taste like the cream into the eclair. This will be served as an iced drink because it has a very good summertime feel to it. And then topped with blueberry bitters that are specifically non-alcoholic because I am allergic to alcohol, unfortunately, so it was very hard to find an ingredient to match this quality. Mixing it all together, which I will also be using the espresso massive fuel blend from Ceremony, which is this off at the end with a mascarpone cheese cold foam that has 3 tablespoons of mascarpone cheese, a quarter ounce of vanilla syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of lavender syrup, 1 ounce of chocolate syrup, and then 2 cups of whole milk to attach to that to get it on the borderline area of whipped cream, but more of a thick cold foam.
Let's hear it for those signature beverages. All right, Christopher, you did it. All right, come to me. Come along over here. Come this way. All right, you did it.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Well, I mean, I had the first time jitters, so it's just a learning experience with everything on that.
It is. I know the first time you compete, it's always crazy and you kind of like black out a little bit. Are you going to be back?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. It gets easier.
Yeah. I have my degree to finish, but after I get that done, then I'll have a lot more time to prioritize.
So you're working on a degree and you're running a coffee shop.
Two kids as well.
2 kids. Wow. So you are not sleeping much, I'm assuming.
surprisingly drinking as little coffee as I ever have ever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What was your favorite part of this routine?
Um, the favorite part, I would assume, is just operating the machine and the equipment. I haven't had any access to anything like this because I'm more used to operating lever machines than I
Totally.
am with 58 millimeter portafilters.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that cold foam. It looks delicious.
Just trial experimentation with that, just trying to get something that's complementary to blueberry, oats, vanilla, and lavender, and just trying to have flavors that pair and dance with one another rather than dominate one another.
Exactly. All right. So fun. Well, thank you very much, Christopher. It was great to have you up here.
No, thank you so much for having me.
All right.
No, take care.
We are getting going and we'll be moving right along. Okay. Excellent. All right. Our next competitor from Onyx Coffee Labs is Morgan Eckroth. Welcome, judges. Come on in.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
All right. Looks like they are all settled. Morgan, the stage is yours.
Amazing. Okay. Y'all are all comfortable? Cool. Okay, I'm gonna get my timer started here and then I'll call time and we'll get started in just a second. Okay, time. First of all, thank you all for being here. Last year, I stopped competing for the first time in 5 seasons because I'd slowly come to realize that I'd lost sight of why I love working in coffee, and I knew I needed to find it again before I come back. But over the last 12 months, there has been a reason that has repeatedly come back to my mind, and it's that I love sharing the magic of coffee. Now, truthfully, I spent a long time telling myself that I wouldn't say that to you. This was a line that felt too cheesy and maybe even a little bit too vulnerable. But after watching me continuously delete that line out of this very script, my best friend asked me to define what I even meant when I said magic. And I told her that to me, magic is when you experience something in a way that defies what you thought was possible. I have experienced this so many times in coffee. The first time I ever had a coffee drink that tasted like fruit, it felt like magic. The first time I ever walked behind an espresso machine also felt like magic. And here on this stage, I have so much fun creating drinks and experiences that go far beyond what most cafes will ever be able to serve. Things that defy what our customers expect from coffee. But more and more, I find myself wondering, what could happen if the drinks and experiences we share here on this stage were shared beyond it? How would people's perception of coffee change? Who could be inspired to compete here in future years? And more so, what could the magic of coffee spark in others? These are the questions that have brought me back this year. And I want to find the answers to them with you today. But we'll come back to all of that in just a few moments. Because for now, I want to share with you 2 incredible coffees that represent to me 2 very unique facets of magic. So, let's get started. Now, I do believe that coffee can create magic, but most importantly, coffee in and of itself is not magic. It is the hard-earned result of decades of study and labor and a drive to continually improve. And this is demonstrated best by the first coffee I'll be serving you. Our time today begins at Alita Estate. For over 100 years, the Lamastus family have been farming coffee on the slopes of the Baru volcano in Boquete, Panama. At 1,900 meters above sea level, grown in mineral-rich volcanic soil, are fields of geisha. It is here that the scent of florals permeate through a biodiverse cloud forest, and where nighttime temperatures can reach as low as 10 degrees Celsius. This lengthens the coffee's ripening phase by a full month, yielding large and sugar-dense coffee cherries. Now, the coffee I will be serving you today, this geisha variety, was harvested 3 months ago at peak ripeness. The coffee cherries were then placed in a dark room to dry. This is a specialized method of natural processing that utilizes a temperature-controlled space and 7 humidifiers to carefully control the slow and even drying of the coffee. Esters and complex sugars have been absorbed by the seeds are they part of their cherry. And in order to maintain the florals intrinsic to this Gesha variety, we roasted it on a stronghold with a drop temperature of 375 degrees Celsius at 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Now I've prepared your espressos today using 20 grams in, 40 grams out at 26 seconds. And I ask that you please hold on tasting until I instruct you. Now in the cup, you will find raspberry. You will taste a floral like Earl Grey, and you will have a finish of chocolate-covered orange. The tactile will be a medium to lightweight. It will be round and soft and have a pleasant, lingering finish. Now the small cups in your napkins are for your used spoons when you're done stirring. I invite you to please enjoy the magic created by Alita Estate.
Let's give it up for Morgan's Espressos. If you all are ready, let's continue on. Now, I didn't grow up drinking coffee. I had my first cappuccino at 16, and like most people, I think, I fell in love with milk drinks. The first time I ever experienced magic in coffee, that moment that I mentioned at the beginning of our time, was through a milk drink that tasted like red fruit and chocolate. If I close my eyes, even today, I can still taste this drink. So I've recreated it for you to enjoy as well. This brings us to our second coffee. It's an SL28 variety produced by Edinson Argote in Huila, Colombia at Quebraditas Coffee. The coffee cherries were hand-picked, washed, and then pulped. The seeds were then placed in a tank to ferment with yeast for a full 24 hours before being thermal shocked in order to halt that fermentation. Now I've chosen this coffee because on its own, Edinson's SL28 is rich with flavors of purple tropical fruit, berries, and chocolate, which makes it the perfect base to build upon in order to recreate the memory of that first magical coffee drink. I prepared your espressos today using 20 grams in, 5 grams out at 26 seconds. And once more, I ask that you please hold on tasting for just a few moments. In the meantime, we are going to talk about the milk component. Now, in order to transform the base notes of this coffee, I have created a blend using 3 ingredients. 75% of the base liquid is lactose-free whole milk that I freeze distilled to 50% of its original volume. This adds sweetness, and in combination with the espresso, it will create the flavor of milk chocolate. Now the remaining 25% is Barista Series coconut milk. This enhances this beverage's tropicality, and in combination with espresso, you will find the flavor of red cherry. The final ingredient
is 20 grams of lactose-free whole milk powder. I created this by cryodesiccating whole milk in a freeze dryer for a full 24 hours. By slowly removing all of the water content from the milk, I was left with a dry ingredient. It adds a creamy texture in this drink and a final note of salted caramel. If I can remind you, you will taste milk chocolate, red cherry, and salted caramel. My only drinking instructions are that you take your remaining spoon and stir your drink until that latte art is incorporated. Those of you who have your drinks can begin, and I'll have yours ready in just a moment.
A round of applause for those milk drinks.
Please enjoy. If you're all ready, let's continue. Now, I didn't know how to come back last year. There was a part of me that thought if I couldn't reconnect with why I love working in coffee and in this industry, I might not be back. But then I had an idea, and I had to start planning. Now, I'm about to open up those sets in front of you, and on the second layer, you will see locations marked. Columbia, where Edison's SL28 is from. Arkansas, where both of these coffees were roasted, and Portland, where I'm from. For the last few months, I have been working with cafe operators at each of these locations in order to put together a plan to serve these very same drinks using these ingredients to their customers. And these are services that are happening right now and at this very moment. Our signature beverage today connects both of the coffees you've tasted, but this time in order to create a new magic. We begin with 80 grams of chilled espresso. This is an extraction of both of the coffees you've had, prepared in those same parameters as their courses. To represent the clean fruit sweetness created in the Lamastus darkroom drawing method, I have 40 grams of a 50-50 blend of orange and mango juice. In combination with that Gesha's profile, it will create the flavor of strawberry yogurt. Then, to represent that smooth tropical acidity from Edison's SL28 that you tasted through that milk course, I have created, appropriately now, a milk punch. Now, I made this by combining 400 grams of whole milk, 50 grams of bergamot juice, and 50 grams of Colombian panela sugar. I let that all filter through a coffee filter, and the resulting liquid is balanced and acidified. This 35 grams in combination with the espresso will create the flavors of milk chocolate with a finish of orange creamsicle. I'll then be adding 1.5 grams of soy lecithin powder. This is an emulsifier that will help stabilize the fluffy and coating texture of this drink. I'll also be charging this drink in a siphon once with N2O in order to create that texture. Now, I still have one final ingredient for this drink, and truthfully, it's my favorite of the bunch. It's gonna create a little bit of visual magic for all of us, but also it's gonna transport you back to where we began our time. In the chilly nights and floral aromas of Alita Estate, just like those misty volcanic rocks in front of you. Now this right here is a rose snow. I created this by dispensing nitrogenated rose water into a bath of liquid nitrogen. I did that off stage, and I'm now refreezing this ingredient with a final pour of liquid nitrogen. The 2 grams that I'll be adding to the bottom of each of your cups will fully melt and also chill your drink down to a chilled drinking temperature. If I can remind you, you will taste strawberry yogurt. You will taste milk chocolate. And you will also taste a finish of orange creamsicle. I also ask that you please wait until I call time to taste. Now, the coffees and the drinks I'm serving you here today are not magic. I've given you every step and ingredient to these. But 12 months ago, I started wondering how I could truly demonstrate to you what I mean by coffee can create magic. And the maps in front of you are the results, as magic is what happens when the things that inspire us on this stage are no longer limited to it. You and I know the magic of coffee well. By choosing to be here on this stage together, we are all chasing it, whether or not magic is the word you would personally choose to use. I don't think I need to convince you that we work in a special industry. But the maps in front of you are my gamble, that if even one person off this stage this weekend gets to also experience this special magic, then all of it will be worth it. So I now invite you to enjoy your drinks through those straws. Time.
Give it up for Morgan. All right, Morgan. Hooray. Come to here. I know, it's a bit of a gauntlet over there. Hooray. How's it feel being back on stage?
Oh my gosh, the nerves never go away, do they?
It's like, that's what happens. You know, you're like, okay, done it for 5 years, took a year off.
Surely I'll feel comfortable now. And it's like, you get like the shakes. And
Of course.
It's so fun though.
Do you, so tell me a little bit more about how you came back to your coffee magic.
Yeah. I spent like a really long period of time competing, like coming out of 2022 through 2024, which was the last time I competed. Like it was like nonstop. Like there was never really a point of the year where it ended. And I got to the point where I was like, I needed to take a break, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and just like take a step back and like figure out why I wanted to do this again. So I took last year off, judged. It was an incredible experience, and through that, that like experience really led into this year.
Yeah, it seems like it, especially since you had such a theme of being able to tie all of these different moments and the coffees together.
So many pieces.
Exactly. So it was the 2 different coffees.
Yeah.
And you used both of them in the signature beverage.
I did, yes.
What was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, so this is the first time in a long time I've used 2 coffees actually. Yeah. It's been I think 2 or 3 years I just used one. So this year was like a fun challenge of like really getting to learn both of these coffees. And then I really love combining the signature beverage because it's like the Sig Bev gets to be like everything all in one. And so together. You start with 2 very different coffees that get to meld together, and then figuring out ingredients that continue to glue those experiences together is a lot of fun.
Tell me about that snow.
This was a fun ingredient. It's always a challenge to myself every year of like, I'm like, I have to learn one new technique. I'm like, I always like a new ingredient, a new whatever. And so a couple of years ago, I used dry ice for the first time, and that was really fun. And this year, I really wanted to achieve a similar like fog effect, but I was like, I have to do something different.
Gotta keep it fresh.
I got really, really familiar with liquid nitrogen.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Morgan. We will leave our judges to their deliberation and head into our next competitor. I think Ashley, I might be turning the stage over to her. Maybe, perhaps. Also, we are missing our judges. We will be back